Hello, and welcome to an overview of the test-taking anxiety course for middle school students. Across the country in both brick and mortar and virtual school settings, a trend of students experiencing test-taking anxiety is being noted as an increasing problem. According to the American Test Anxieties Association, about 16 to 20% of students have high test anxiety, making this the most prevalent scholastic impairment in our schools today. According to the study, another 18% are troubled by moderately to high test anxiety. The purpose was to create a well-designed online course aimed at middle school students in both brick and mortar and virtual school settings that can help them learn and practice strategies to help reduce test-taking anxiety. Students across the country, and specifically in Florida, begin state standardized testing at grade 3 and continue each year until grade 10. This possibly will continue until grade 12 if the grade 10 tests are not passed. This course will be designed to help students reduce test-taking anxiety, collaborate with their peers, and build a trusting relationship with a school-based staff member. This course is important due to a continued increase in the number of students who are being adversely affected by test-taking anxiety. In a 2010 study, it concluded that test-taking anxiety can affect anywhere between 10 to 14% of all students. It goes on to mention that this number rises when the tests are categorized as standardized. This study supports the idea that at least a fifth of all students are being affected by test-taking anxiety, and this number is predicted to rise. There appears to be an increase in the number of students who are being adversely affected each year by test-taking anxiety. This is important to note because of the large number of students taking standardized testing each year. Take a look at the test schedule just for students in Florida. This course is designed to be delivered virtually with the opportunity to meet face-to-face with peers and instructors to practice strategies in real-life examples. The course would offer students strategies to help reduce anxiety and then give them the opportunity to practice the strategies with examples in both a virtual and a face-to-face setting. The instructors would also provide homework activities that the students can practice with their friends or their families. The course would provide students with the necessary strategies and practice using those strategies to combat test-taking anxiety. The identified learners for this course are 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. For the initial rollout of the course, the students will be limited to Florida Virtual School full-time students who have been identified as having anxiety disorders or have a history of test-taking anxiety. Once the course is rolled out, it will be open and adaptable to all students in grades 6 through 8 in brick and mortar and virtual school settings. The middle school students at FLVS Full-Time Middle School take their courses 100% online. However, they are required to take and pass their standardized testing, the FSA, in a traditional brick and mortar school. According to the school data at FLVS Full-Time Middle School, last year 11% of students were afflicted with test-taking anxiety, leading to the invalidation of his or her test or an underperforming score. For middle school age students, this is an important time in their brain development. According to Peter Lorraine, significant intellectual processes are emerging. Adolescents are moving from concrete to abstract thinking and to the beginnings of metacognition, the active monitoring and regulation of thinking processes. They are developing skills in deductive reasoning, problem solving, and generalizing. This is important when designing the course and implementing of the strategies. Because middle school students are still developing problem-solving skills, these strategies will be important to reduce anxiety, but may help with problem solving in general. Also, Lorraine mentions that middle school students only generally retain from 5 to 7 bits of information at one time. This will be a key in how many strategies are released to the students per lesson. The course will be designed to most effectively introduce the strategies and have practice so students are able to retain the information long term. Within the course, there will be a wide variety of activities. The students will work virtually in the modules and complete the activities. Students will also have the opportunity to complete face-to-face activities. Some of the virtual activities include discussion forums, games such as matching and drag and drops, and role-playing with a partner or a group. Some of the face-to-face activities include traveling to places locally that may cause stress and anxiety, meeting new people, joining a new group, or going somewhere new with friends or family. The focus of the face-to-face assignments is to help students experience new environments and try new things. Most of the FLVS students will be taking their standardized or state tests at a traditional brick and mortar school. These activities aim to help students prepare for the experience of being at a new school with new or unfamiliar students and teachers. The way in which student success in the course will ultimately be determined is by his or her performance and the prevalence of test-taking anxiety or stress during the next round of state standardized testing. However, in the sense of the evaluation of the course and its immediate student success will be through the assessment in the course. Students will be assessed on their participation in discussion forums and incorporating the information learned in the lessons and the readings. For the learning objectives, students will be able to demonstrate what test-taking anxiety is through the discussion forums and a quiz on the topic during Module 1. Another activity in Module 1 will have students identifying the signs of stress and anxiety in an interactive drop and drag activity. The last two objectives can really be evaluated by a student's performance during a face-to-face activity. During these activities, students will have the opportunity to pick a strategy or strategies that will help them in a certain test-taking situation in real life or a stress-inducing situation in real life. Additionally, student progress in face-to-face situations will be closely monitored by instructors throughout the course to determine if they are being successful in these real-life activities at least 80% of the time. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope you walk away with an overview of how this online course could deliver strategies for students who suffer from test-taking stress and anxiety.